Hey, what's up friends, and welcome to another World Tour video. You're joining me here once again in my Creative World number 6, and this is not the video that I was supposed to be making for you today. I was supposed to be doing a Q&A session, but unfortunately, due to some recent computer trouble, and if you guys want to know all about that, I'll leave a video explaining everything in the card system right now. If you want to know all about that, then feel free to click that and follow that video, but I've been having some computer trouble recently. It's jumbled my schedule around, and things haven't been going to plan for the last couple of days. It's been a bit of a stressful couple of days, but we're kind of back to normal, and today, despite the fact that it's not the video that I wanted to show you guys, I can give you a nice bit of a tour around my current creative world. I think that I have a lot to show you, and I should probably get on with it instead of talking so much. Remember that I'm going to leave links to loads of playlists and videos in the card system and description of this video, probably leaving links to most of the things that you can see if they have tutorials in one form or another. I'll let you know whether these things have been created and if they're on the channel, or if they'll ever be created and put on the channel. I'll let you know what they are and a little bit of information. Also, if you want to check out any of the stuff in the background, just check out previous world tours of this particular world and you'll be clued in on all of that. But that is more than enough talking. Let's have a look at some of the things that I've been building over the past couple of weeks, and there is a lot of stuff. So this first thing is actually one of my personal favorite mobs of all time, and it's relatively new. This is the Shulker. It's a pretty brand new mob to Minecraft 1.9. I don't think it exists on the Xbox yet, but I think it does on the PC. It definitely does on the PC as a matter of fact, but I don't know if it does on the Xbox. Of course, I don't play survival, so I don't really delve into those worlds of the Nether and all of those crazy places. I just stay right here on my lovely flatland surface. But regardless, this is a statue for the Shulker. Very interesting looking mob, lovely design. I think it's one of the cooler mobs that exists. A tutorial is already on the channel if you want to check out my Minecraft mob tutorials playlist. Very cool looking statue. I wish that it was lit up a little bit on the inside so you could actually see the proper Shulker, the actual head a little bit more, but you guys get the point. Moving on down, since Minecraft 1.9 was released, I guess a week or two ago now, I'm a little fuzzy with the old timings and the dates of this, but I decided to make a Sword and Shield Steve, a Sword and Board Steve. I gave Steve a diamond helmet, I gave him a brand new shield, and I also gave him a stone sword, and I think he looks pretty nice, pretty cool looking statue. I wanted to incorporate a little bit of shield action into a statue, and I decided that this was a good way to do it. I've already made a tutorial for this particular statue. Check out my Minecraft mob tutorials playlist and you'll find him in there, along with the Shulker, as a matter of fact. Very easy to make as well, very easy indeed. Moving on down, here we have... In a related note to these two previous things, we have a John Cena statue. You guys have been asking for some wrestling builds for quite some time. I currently have 3 of them. I have this John Cena statue, which I think looks excellent, by the way. A tutorial is on the channel already. I think that you can actually check out the mob statues tutorials playlist, or maybe even not. I don't know if he's in a playlist, but try to type in John Cena into my channel and you'll definitely find him. John Cena statue tutorial. I've made a wrestling ring. I've also made the WWE logo. So I currently have 3 wrestling builds. I might expand upon them. I might make some more. I haven't figured it out yet, but very, very cool looking build. Very nice looking statue and quite easy to make as well. Already on the channel. Remember that, guys. Moving on down, so since I made the Ender Dragon, the actual full-scale version of the Ender Dragon, which I'll be showing you guys a little bit later on because that wasn't included in the previous world tour, since I made the full version of the Ender Dragon, and that takes you anywhere between 2 and 4 hours to make, I decided to make a nice little baby version of the Ender Dragon. You guys liked him, you thought he was cute, and here we are. This is a baby version of the Ender Dragon. A nice little sweet statue, probably takes you about 15 to 20 minutes in comparison to those 2 to 4 hours that it's going to take you to make the actual Ender Dragon, so it's a nice little compromise if you don't want to make the full thing. Tutorial is on the channel. Check out my baby mobs tutorial playlist and you'll actually find him. That's a brand new playlist and it's one of my favorites already. Moving on down, now this is just the Ender Dragon head. I noticed that they added an Ender Dragon head item to Minecraft PC, so I kind of just made this because I like to make some items and I wanted to do something with the head of the Ender Dragon, and I kind of just made it and I was like, I don't really want to make a tutorial for this because I think it's a little bit boring all by itself. Well, it's not boring by itself, but I definitely thought that there could be a way that I could improve it, so I didn't make any a tutorial with this, just a plain dragon head, but if we move on down just a smidge, I decided to make it out of different material. I decided to have its mouth open, add a bit of a tongue, add some lava, and now we have a nice little Ender Dragon themed house. This is an Ender Dragon head, and if we just look inside here, we also have a nice little Ender Dragon themed bed as well. We've kind of got like an Ender Dragon head for an Ender Dragon bed. I think that looks quite nice, and I think that this house looks really, really cool. It takes less than half an hour to make as well. Less than half an hour to put this together. I think it's a really, really nice, really cool build. Ender Dragon head tutorial house. I'm not sure why I said any of those words. It almost sounds like I'm just throwing buzzwords at you, but I did want to mention that this particular build was semi-inspired by another YouTuber by the name of ADHDcraft. Shout out to him, that's ADHDcraft. If you haven't checked out his channel, I would highly recommend it. He does a lot of things similar to this especially. He likes to make houses out of like mobs and stuff, and he does loads of alternate style statues that are really, really interesting. He turns loads of things into houses, does like houses on from like cartoons and stuff. Check it out, it's a really, really interesting channel. It's one of the better tutorial channels that are actually on YouTube. I really like it anyway. But I came across him after being accused of copying a load of his builds, which simply wasn't true. After I made my Titan Tower build, I checked the comments, as I typically do, and a lot of you were accusing me of copying ADHDcraft. I'd never heard of the guy, I'd never been to his channel, so I went over there, and sure enough, a little bit before I posted it, he made both of the Titan Towers, the Go Tower and the regular tower, and he made the Ender Dragon, and shortly after I posted the Ender Dragon, he and I had different versions, but still the same thing, and there were a couple of other builds which were semi-related as well. We've since cleared this up, we're friends on Twitter, and I quite like the guy, and I really like his channel. I've been promoting his content on Twitter, very, very much like it, so this is semi-inspired by one of his builds. He did a similar thing. He has like an Ender Dragon head house, and after seeing that and after making the Ender Dragon head, it kind of just clicked together. I really, really like it, and for those of you that may have been wondering whether anything was resolved with that whole ADHDcraft thing, that's how things have progressed. We're now friends, or at least I think we are. I hope we are, and I like his content. He likes my content, and we might even be able to collab in the future, who knows. I really, really like this design, and I guess that the idea was inspired by him. So ADHDcraft, if you want to check out loads more things like this. And also, I've already made a tutorial for this on the channel. This is in various playlists, my house playlist and my Minecraft mob tutorials playlist. Moving on down, and what do we have here? We have a few baby related builds. So this first one is a baby Enderman. This is a nice little baby Enderman with what I like to call the Ender Sparkle, which are those magenta blocks that are kind of dispersed around the eyes, and he's giving you, personally you, it's your birthday, a nice grass block as a present. Since you guys really enjoyed the baby Ender Dragon, I decided to make a few other baby style mobs because you guys really, really did like the Ender Dragon, and I asked you guys if you did like that, should I make some more versions, and I decided to then do the baby Enderman, which we're looking at right now, and you guys absolutely loved this and it inspired even more baby related builds. So this is already a tutorial on the channel. Check out my Minecraft baby mob tutorials playlist, something like that. It'll be in the card system, whatever it's called, and you can make this if you like. Very, very nice looking build, very easy to make, baby Enderman. Which leads us to baby Steve. So the next most popular request after Baby Ender Dragon and Baby Enderman was Baby Steve, so I decided to make a baby version of Steve with a diamond helmet on, with a torch, and with a diamond pickaxe, kind of in like a cave scene. That's why he's kind of put on that little bed of cobblestone right there. Very, very cute looking statue. Check it out on the channel if you like, Baby Steve tutorial. Again, check out the baby mob playlist and you'll be able to find all of these things. And moving on down once again, here we have a baby creeper statue. So this is a baby creeper. He's sat on his little pedestal here. It's surrounded by flowers and grass and little mini TNT, and I also gave him a couple of love hearts just for fun, just because. I don't know why, I thought it'd be cute. Again, check out the baby mob statue tutorials playlist if you want to make any of these. These are all on the channel. Moving on down, here we have an ambulance. That's right, I decided to make an ambulance. After making a school bus and enjoying a lot of the feedback from that because you guys really liked my school bus, I decided to make an ambulance because I've of course made a hospital. That's a past build, check that out in the description below if you like. So I decided to make an ambulance. You guys have so far quite liked it, and I do quite like making vehicles because I haven't made too many of them in the past. I think I've made like 2-3 of them in total, and I don't know, it's something a little bit different to make. It's a different style of building, and you guys have really enjoyed them. So this is an ambulance tutorial. Check this out on the channel if you like. It's in no particular playlist. Actually, it might even be in the real life building playlist. And you know what? It's funny because you can actually see the school bus in the background over there, can't you? That's what a coincidence that is. You can actually see both of them together. Moving on down. So this is... This is the kind of like outline, the kind of the beginnings of the Titan Go Tower. I decided against finishing and making this because I didn't want to seem like I was copying anybody. I didn't want to step on anybody else. I didn't want to step on ADHD Craft because he decided to do both towers, and I didn't want to take anything away from him, and I decided to start making this. But I was going to make the Go Tower alongside my other Titan Tower, which you might be able to see in the background over there. So this is roughly what it would have looked like. I was going to build up the little island that it sits on, and I was going to make like the path and the other various things that are actually on the proper island in the little series, and I was also going to stick the cannon and all of the other things that are on top of the tower. But I ceased making that because I didn't want to make it seem like I was copying anybody, and I didn't want to take any views away from anybody, so I decided against making that. But it would have looked roughly like this, or I might have used glass to fill it in. I hadn't decided yet, or I might have used diamond. But regardless, probably not going to get made now, and it's just going to kind of like stay in this world kind of like as a bit of a shell. Moving on down, here we have something that I'm quite proud of. Here we have my claw machine house. So this is a claw machine. I decided to make a gumball machine not too long ago, and you guys really enjoyed it, and I had the idea of turning it into a house, and I did. And what a lot of you guys suggested that I make a claw machine house, and it does actually function as a house quite nicely. We have some stairs leading up into the house area, which is going to be in here. I've not exactly got the interior worked out yet, but we have a nice big room here. We even have a little bit of a hidden room already laid out for the interior of the claw machine house. Look, it's going to look very colourful, look very nice. We even have some more stairs leading you to the prize area here, and what's going to happen is we're also going to have some more secret rooms hidden in the prize heads, if you guys can imagine this, and I might even add another prize in the back here, and maybe even some more things. So I'm going to be doing an interior for this. I have already made the tutorial for the claw machine. That's already on the channel, and I was supposed to do the interior, but because my computer died, I just didn't get the chance to. So that's my claw machine. Check out the tutorial for that. I think that that's actually in the real world buildings playlist, but I can't be sure. But it was also posted not too long ago on the channel if you want to check that out. Moving on down, here we have a basketball court. A lot of you guys have been suggesting a load of sports related builds recently. I decided to make a basketball court. You guys have very much enjoyed it. I was inspired to make this after making my school, in which, at the back of my school, it features a basketball court and a bit of a play area, very much like the one over there. You might not be able to see it, but I know it's there. There's a bit of a playground over there. And I decided to make a nice little small outdoor basketball court, and you guys have very much been enjoying that video. Check this out if you want to. I think that this is also in the real world buildings playlist. Quite easy to make, looks nice. If you make in a park or a playground or something like that, throw this by the side of it and it will look nicer. Moving on over, here we have, speaking of sports related builds, here we have a football pitch or a soccer pitch, whichever end of the world you're on, depends what you'll call it, but either's fine with me. So this is a football pitch. just like the basketball court, another sports-related build. You guys have been asking for a load of football-related builds, a load of stadiums and stuff, and I decided to test the waters a little bit. Decided to test the waters a little bit with like a nice outdoor small football pitch, and you guys have very much enjoyed this, so I might end up doing a stadium. I actually think I'm going to. I'm probably going to end up doing a stadium because it's very, very highly requested. But a tutorial exists on the channel. Check out my real world playlist, and I'm sure that it will be in there. Moving on down, something that you guys haven't seen. This is my Apple store. I was supposed to do a tutorial for this yesterday, but I didn't get to it because, once again, the computer died. So this is my Apple store. Very difficult building to design and make, actually, but I think that it has ended really, really nicely. I think that it looks really, really cool. We've got the Apple logo on the outside. We've kind of got the big, giant, white cubics building. We've got a load of glass. We've got a load of light. We've got some we've got some laptops. We've got some screens. We've got some books and stuff. We've got I don't know. I didn't know what to put in here, to be completely honest. I kind of copied the interior of an Apple store that I found on Google Images, or at least the best I can, because it's kind of hard to find some proper images of the Apple store. But I think that it looks very, very nice. Very easy build. I think it does exactly what it says on the tin. It emulates an Apple store quite nicely, and it's quite easy to build. It looks very, very nice, and I think that the big giant apple on top of the store really tips you off on what it's supposed to be. So no tutorial for this yet, but trust me, there's going to be, because I'm very, very happy with this, and hopefully you guys are as well. Moving on down here, we have another YouTuber statue. I haven't done one of these in a while. This is Smallish Beans, if you can recognize him. The Shrek skin. It's basically Shrek, but Smallish Beans. I did consider extending out those ears on the statue, because Shrek does obviously have pokey out ears, but I think that might look a little bit goofy, and it's not on the actual skin. But a tutorial doesn't exist for this just yet, but I'm sure that it's going to. This is Smallish Beans. You guys have been requesting him for quite a while. I've made LD Shadow Lady, so it only makes sense that I do Smallish Beans as well. Here we have another baby mob statue. This is a baby pig. I think that he looks quite cute. I decided to have a nice little bit of a themed, I'm not sure what to call it, like a little bit of a themed environment for the pig as well. Like we have a carrot on the floor and we have some hay bales, and I think that it looks quite nice. So this is a little baby pig. I'm not sure whether I'll modify him yet. I wanted to make his head significantly bigger than his body, but honestly, that makes him look like a big giant freak. So I've decided not to do that. This is a pig. A tutorial will be up for this pretty soon, but I've not made it yet. I'm sure that you guys will be seeing it this week. And the last thing that I have to show you in this world, but it isn't over for the world tour, the prison. You guys have been asking me to make a prison for God knows how long, and I finally started work on it. That tower on the left is too far forward in relation to the prison that I'm building. This tower on the right here is where the tower is actually going to go, and there's going to be one on the left here. I've kind of started work on it on the foundation. This is how the prison's going to look here, kind of from the outside. Imagine that there's going to be like a yard for the prisoners, and there's also going to, on the inside, like here we have some of the cells, as you might be able to see. I'm not sure what to do for kind of like the reception area of the prison. I kind of want to have like a little metal detector sort of thing where like the prisoners get frisked as they come in. So I think that I might change that, or I might add like a little metal detector like area just after the reception. And the prison's going to be laid out in a very logical fashion. We're going to have cells on the left-hand side here, and then on the right-hand side of the prison, we're going to have like a cafeteria, and we're also going to have, what do you call it when you're in a cell all by yourself and you don't get to go out? You're going to have like solitary confinement and stuff on the right-hand side here, and I'm sure that some showers as well. There's going to be some showers, a cafeteria, like solitary confinement. I'm going to have this done pretty soon. I don't know if it's going to be next week, but it'll definitely be the week after, and I'll have a tutorial for the exterior, the actual prison, like the building and the and all of the towers and stuff. I'll have a tutorial for that in the building, and then a little bit after that, I'll also tutorial the inside, because I'm going to do it properly like I did my school. So you can see how this is kind of going to shape up a little bit. It's going to be a pretty big build, and it's going to be quite complicated, but it's going to look really nice. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all of the builds in this world. I do have one last thing to show you, because it wasn't included in the previous world tour. Just look at how long it takes for this thing to load in. It's unbelievable. So, the last thing that I have to show you is my Ender Dragon. Look at the shadow on the floor if you want to look at how big this build is, by the way. This is my Ender Dragon. I've featured this on the channel 2 or 3 times already since I've actually built him, because I am incredibly proud of this particular build. I think it's the longest tutorial that exists on my channel, and it is also one of the most time-consuming builds that you can commit yourself to. I put a lot of effort into this. I even have him floating above my school because I thought that that'd be a funny idea. A tutorial exists for Mr. Ender Dragon. Check out my Minecraft mob tutorials playlist, or go not too far back in my channel's history and you can find him. If you do have 2 to 4 to 5 hours to commit to building Mr. Ender Dragon here, he is full scale. Scale is not a pun. He's to scale. What can I say? He is as big as the Ender Dragon should be. I modified the wings a little bit to make them less irritating to build, and I honestly think that they look a little bit better anyway. But just in case you want to grasp the size of this, yeah, there you go. Like, you can't really get all of him in one screen without getting a significant amount of fog, if that doesn't tip you off. So that's the Ender Dragon, and that will conclude this week's World Tour. Hopefully you've really enjoyed this video. I certainly have. I love it when I have loads of stuff to show you guys. I think that this has been one of the best World Tours of all time. I think that the amount of variation in all of the builds and some of the scales of the builds, just looking at the Ender Dragon, have been absolutely massive. I think that it's been fantastic, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it as well. So if you have, please give this video a like, a favourite, a share. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see tutorials of all of these things, if you want to see more world tours, if you want to see anything that you've seen. Subscribe if you haven't already. Loads of tutorials about all random things, as you've seen. If you've sat through this video, you can see that we don't just build one thing on this channel. We like to throw our feet into loads of things. So hopefully you have. Like, favorite, share if you wouldn't mind. Comment down below. Let me know. Is there anything that I should change about any of the particular builds that haven't already been featured on the channel? Obviously, I can't change things that have already been up. Let me know if there is anything that you want me to build. Always interested in your guys' thoughts and feelings. Check out the card system for loads of videos and playlists. I'm going to be leaving loads of things in there that will allow you to find everything that we've been looking at on the channel today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like, favorite, share, comment down below. Check out the card system, and I'll see you guys in the next video.